Okay, all right. So first of all, let me show you the data. So this is my data, and I have, it's a fake data by the way, it's not a real data. So this data is about the claim data, okay? And you can find that there are a lot of information. For example, it has a claimant information. For example, what is the patient name? What is the spouse name? What is the patient ID? What is their date of birth? What is the gender? What is the contact number? What is the email? It has a policy number detail. For example, who is the insurance company? What is the policy number? What is the policy holder? What is the relationship? What is the coverage? And what is the hospital detail? Right? What is the hospital name? What is the admission date? So let's suppose any patient is raising a claim. So they are filling all the details, right? So my aim is that I want to build a model, machine learning or NLP model, where my model can extract this all information, right? So if you know NLP, natural language processing. So in NLP, we have to build a pipeline, which is called name entity recognition, NER, right? So with the help of NER, we can extract this all information. So here, let me show the problem first, okay? So I'm using a Spacy here. So a Spacy is a library, is an NLP library which can help you to do lot of stuff. For example, NER, name entity recognition, which I want to perform here, okay? So first of all, I want to show you that why we need fine tuning. Okay, what is the use case so that you need a fine tuning? Okay, so let's assume that this is my data, right? And I'm going to use a Spacy. So Spacy has already this kind of pipeline where you can extract this all information. Let me show you. Okay, so how to do that? So first I will show you that I want to show you that without fine tuning. Okay, I'm just going to use some Spacy inbuilt model, and without any fine tuning, I want to show that how the NER pipeline work. Okay, I will show that how I can extract data, this information without fine tuning, and then I will show you that okay, without fine tuning, this is the problem. Then I will show you that how to do fine tuning the model, and then how to do extraction. Okay, so let us start that. Okay, so this is my file where I am not doing any fine tuning. It's a raw model from a Spacy. So how to do that, let us understand. So first you have to do the installation of a Spacy in your application. So here I'm doing pip install Spacy. Okay, and you don't worry about the code. These all code are available in my GitHub. You can go and download the source code from my GitHub. Okay, in this video just try to understand the pure concept. Okay, so first here you can say I have installed the Spacy. This is the pip install Spacy, and from the Spacy you have to import a Spacy, and this is the model I'm talking about. Okay, so here I'm using this model. So it is like a transformer model where you can perform a lot of activity. So here from the Spacy module, I'm importing this module, this model for NER capability. Okay, so that I can build NER pipeline. So this is the model name ENS underscore core underscore wave underscore SM. It's a small model. Okay, I'm going to use this model. And now this is my text. Let's suppose this is my text, and I have given some text like Apple is looking at buying a startup in India for $1 billion. Okay, so here I want to perform for this text. This is a sample text. I want to perform NER pipeline. I mean, I want to extract the entity. Okay, so how to do that? It's very simple. So just pass the text to NLP, this model, okay, and it will give, once you, this is the pipeline, okay, this is called NER pipeline, okay. So once you pass this data to this model, and then it will give you all the entities. So this is the code, okay. So docs, whatever docs you got, docs.entity, I'm doing a loop, and from the loop I'm getting the text, okay, and the label, okay. So how the NER work, if you know the NER work, it will give you the what is the entity and what is the label for that. For example, if you run this code, you will get this output. Okay, so here Apple, this model is recognizing Apple as an organization because Apple is an org, right? So the Apple here is org. So you can see that for this given text, my model is able to recognize the entity. This is called entity recognition, and yeah, this is called entity recognition, right? So we are trying to find what is the entity. So Apple here is an org, right? India, you can see the word India. India is a GPE. It's a global location, right? Country. And 1 billion. This is a money. Okay, so you can see that this model by default it is able to extract this all information. It is called simple NAR, name entity recognition. Okay, this is what I want to perform on my data, on this all data. So I want that what is my patient name, what is spouse, this all thing I want to extract. Okay, so this is the default model. This here I have not done any fine tuning. It is working fine. Okay, but let us see what is the problem with this model. Okay, without fine tuning. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm uploading my this document. Okay, this is my claim document. I'm uploading here. You can see that I'm uploading here, and then I want to perform similar kind of operation on my raw data. And let us see how it behaves. Okay, so first I want to see how this model without doing any fine tuning, how it gives the result. Let us see that. Okay, so here this is my I have using one library called PyMU PDF. It helps to work with PDF documents. So here I'm importing this all thing. You don't worry about the code. All the code you can access from the GitHub. So here what I'm doing, I'm just loading this document. Okay, and here I'm just getting the text. So from this document, I'm uploading the document, and this is my real text. Okay, this all thing I want. This is my text, right? On this text, I want to extract this all information. This is my goal. I want to find all the entities from this document. So now I got all the text from the PDF. This is the first step. Second step is that whatever model I have, like NLP is my model, right? The same model, right? NLP. So from this module, I will pass my PDF data, and I want to see that how it is performing the NER extraction. Okay, so same thing I'm doing. This is my model. I'm passing this raw data. Okay, and it is giving me a dog, and now from this dog entity I'm trying to iterate it. Okay, so here I'm getting the text, what is my entity text and what is my entity label. So I'm putting this statement that this is the label. Okay, this is my label and this is my value, and let us see how it is giving result. If you run this code, you will get this result. Okay, so the label is person and the value is Emily Johnson. This is right? So this is the person name. This is the person name, and the value is Emily Johnson. So this is able to extract this information. Okay, the label is person and the value is Emily. Again, the label is person and Alex. So you can see line by line, it is finding Emily. It's a person. This is a person. This is a person. Okay, this is fine. And then date. Then the third is work of art, date of birth. Okay, it is giving this work of art, something like that. And date, this is a date. Okay, and NORP, this is some telephone number. Again, person holder, person, this policy holder. And org, when this is a spouse, it is recognizing as a org. Coverage type is a family holder. Okay, money, FSC, GPE, this date is this, organization is discharge date. So you can see that it is not giving accurate information which I'm looking for. Money is this, bank detail it is finding as a org, bank name as a org, person as this person, the person is finding this, this phone number is finding as a person, swift code, right? So here you can see the problem here is that with this raw data, and here one thing, there's a problem with this model. These are the model which are trained. Okay, whatever model we're using, Spacy model, these model are trained on very open source data. It's a public data. Okay, but here maybe when you're working in an industry, you have a vertical data. I mean, this data are maybe this model has not been trained on this kind of data, which is a medical data, which is insurance data, which is very private data, and generally these all data are not available on public domain, right? So this model are not capable to extract the right information from this kind of data where data is not public, right? You can see here that this model is not giving me very accurate. It is giving some detail, no doubt about it, but it is not giving the accurate detail. I want to get the exact data. Okay, so that is why we have to do fine tuning. So what is the fine tuning idea? That model, I want to do retuning of this model. Okay, and I will show the data. I will show this model to my data, which is private data, which is not maybe this data are not available on the public domain. Okay, so that is why this model needs a fine tuning. I hope you got the idea about fine tuning. Why we need fine tuning? Because my model which has been trained, they have not seen my data, which is very private, which is very personal, and maybe this data we cannot expose this kind of data to internet or public space because it's a personal data. So that is why we have this kind of use case where we have to do fine tuning. I hope you got the whole idea about the fine tuning. Okay, now move to the next point. So how to do fine tuning? Okay, so here there are multiple ways to do fine tuning. Here I'm using a Spacy model. Okay, if you're using a transformer model from Hugging Face, then it's a different process. But here I have done fine tuning only for a Spacy model. Okay, so let me show the step-by-step process. If you really want to do fine tuning of a Spacy model for your work like NER, you can how to do that. Okay, and this whole source code is available in my GitHub. You can go and download. Okay, so let me explain the process first of all. What are the steps to perform fine tuning? Okay. Okay, so now first of all, you have to import, you have to install Spacy just like this. I did in the first here. You have to install a Spacy and then import a Spacy, import JSON. Okay, and then I'm just here importing. I'm installing the yeah. I'm here. I'm installing this large model. This is the Spacy model. Okay, and I'm loading it. Just, it is very simple, and I'm giving a name to NLP for this model. Okay. So I have downloaded and I have uploaded the Spacy model, and I am going to do fine tuning this model. Okay, so a model is available now. Okay, here this is a very important thing. If you really want to do fine tuning this model, we need a data. Okay, this is very important. It is called data preparation. So you need a specific format of data to fine tune your model. Okay, so how to, this is a very important thing, and in especially in the interview they ask this question, that how to prepare that data for the fine tuning your model. Okay, so here for example, this is my raw, this is my file. Okay, I cannot give this file to Spacy to do fine tuning. So I want to, from this raw data, I want to prepare a special format of data. Okay, so here this is my data. Let me show you. So this is my claim training.json data. Okay, so from this data, okay, from this whole data, I have converted this data into a JSON format. Okay, and the JSON look like this. Okay, you can see that it is the format. It is called data preparation, by the way. So this is the patient name. Okay, whatever text you can see that this text. Okay, patient name Emily Johnson. Okay, this part is called key. Okay, so here this is my key. Okay, this part is key, and here is my entity, right? And for the is entity, I have to give the index. Okay, for example, I want to extract this patient name Emily Johnson, right? So for this word Emily Johnson, what is the index, starting index, and what is the index? So Emily, you can count here. The starting index of Emily is 14. Okay, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, it will come here 14 and 27. So this Emily Johnson is situated at the index number from 1 4 14 till 27. Okay, so this information I'm giving. So from index number 14 to 27, the name is patient name. Okay, so this kind of, it is called labeling of data or annotation of data. Okay, so this whole thing you have to prepare, but you don't have to prepare to manual. You can do manually as well like this, but we have a lot of tools for do data annotation or data labeling. For example, here I'm using a label studio. This is one tool. Okay, so why we need this tool? To do the data preparation. I want to prepare my data from the PDF data to this kind of data, right? So how to prepare? There are two ways. You can do manually, but manually is not possible. But let's suppose you have suppose you have huge data. It's very small data, right? So in case of a small data, okay, I can go with the manual approach. I can create data like this. But in the real case, the data are very huge. Okay, you cannot do manually. So for that, for the data preparation, for the data annotation, we use library like, for example, here I have used Label Studio. So Label Studio, you just type a Label Studio here. So Label Studio is a annotation tool. Okay, Label Studio, it's an open source data labeling tool. Okay, it's a data labeling, so you can it gives you free also. So it is very good for fine tuning, right? RAG evolution, okay, these all things. But I have used this model for fine tuning. Okay, so I'm not going to cover how to do data preparation part because it will become very longer. So idea here is that you can use this kind of tool, right? And you can prepare this kind of data, which is called label data. Okay, and yeah, so apart from Label Studio, there is a Prodigy. Okay, Prodigy by Spacy. So by Spacy itself, they have a model by, it is called Prodigy. Okay, so here also it helps you to prepare the data for data annotation. Okay, so you can also leverage this all tool. Okay, so I'm not going to cover that how to do that, but it is very important part. Before going to fine tune the model, you have to prepare the data, you have to label your data, maybe in this format. Okay, either you can do manually or you can leverage some open source tool. Either you can use open source this tool, or you can use Prodigy by Spacy itself, which helps you to prepare the data. This is step number 1. I hope you got it right. Step number 1 is prepare your data, label your data. It is called labeling the data. It is called annotation the data. Okay, this is number 1. So let's assume that I have already done that part. This is my data. Okay, now next step is this. So now here I am loading this my data, whatever data I have prepared data, I'm just loading it into my application, and this is my data. Okay, this is my prepared data, my labeled data. Okay, this is I have done. Next step. Here, next step is that for the Spacy part, okay, they need a spatial format of data. It is called a Spacy document format. Okay, so from this format, whatever I have labeled the data, I will convert this data into another format called a Spacy document format. Okay, so this is the code for that. Okay, so how to do that? It's very simple. So here this is my data, right? It's a list of data. You can see that in Python it's a list, right? It's a multiple list. It's a list of list, right? So I will process entire list, whole list, one by one. Okay, in this file you can see that. So here I'm opening a for loop. So doc bin, it is coming from Spacy itself. So I need to prepare a doc bin. This is the requirement. Okay, so how to do that? Whatever I have a training data, this is my training data, right? It's a list of list. From this training data, I'm going to prepare a doc bin data which is required by Spacy. This is requirement by Spacy. So how to do that? Very simple. Just do a loop. Okay, just iterate all the data, all the rows, this all rows one by one, and pass this row. This is my text, this is my annotation. So if you open a for loop, okay, the text, what is the text here? So this is my text. I'm calling this portion as a text. Okay, and this portion as an entity, this whole portion. If you open a loop, okay, so you will get text and annotation. So text is this part, and I got the annotation. So now here I'm using NLP model, which is I've already opened, right? NLP, this is my model. And from the NLP model, I'm using make doc. So it's a function by NLP, by the Spacy model, make doc. So it will give you a doc. So I'm passing my text. Okay, so for each row I'm passing this text. I'm using this text, right? This text, and passing, I'm giving to NLP the model, the model, and it will give me a doc. Okay, now I want to perform on the entity, this portion. Okay, first I got the text, and from the text I got my doc, this doc. Okay, now I'm going to perform on this entity, right? So this entity, how I'm doing, I'm opening another loop here inside a inner loop. So for each annotation, get entity, I will get the entity. Okay, so here I'm getting this portion. I'm in this portion, this another list, right? I'm getting this portion. So it has three parts: start, end, and text, right? So same thing I'm doing label. Okay, so same thing I'm doing here. I got the entity. So for the entity, I'm getting the first element, second element, and third element, right? So you can see that it's a list inside the, if you know the Python, it's a list, right? So this list has three elements: the first element, second, and third. So the first element, I'm saying that it's a start. For the second element, I'm saying it's a end, and the third element, I'm saying it's a label. So I got what is the start index, what is the end index, and what is the label. I got these three information, right? So I got three information. Now from this three information, I'm from the doc, from the existing doc, I'm creating a char span. This all thing is a library. It's a format by Spacy. You have to follow this, okay? And I'm passing the start index, the end index, the label, this label, and the contract, okay? And it will create a span, okay? And then this span, I will append into entity. I'm creating a list, empty list, and whatever span I'm getting, I'm just appending into entity, okay? So this way, for every entity, okay, for every entity, I'm creating a span and keep updating into, adding into my list, okay? And finally, I will call doc bin. This is the doc bin by Spacy. It comes from a Spacy, and I'm adding the doc, okay? And finally, in the doc, I'm adding the entity. Okay, so this is the format. If you just, it's very simple code. You just look at the code, you will understand what it is doing. So it is creating a doc, okay, and for each doc it is creating the entity, and finally I'm just adding the doc into my this list, okay. I'm just adding into this object, and finally if it is prepared for, I have to perform for every rows, for each and every rows, this rows, okay. This way finally I will get a doc bin. What is doc bin? Okay, and this doc bin I'm adding, I'm saving into a disk, and I'm giving a name called train.spacy. So this is very important, okay. This is the prerequisite part, okay. So let me explain again. So first you have a source data. From this source data, you have to prepare a labeling of data like this. You will get a JSON like this, and from this JSON file, you will prepare a doc bin data, right? Doc bin. So my goal is I want to get a doc bin data, and once I get the doc bin data, I will save this data into a disk, hard disk, and I'm giving the name like a train.spacy. Okay, so these are the fundamental pre-processing required before we go and fine tune the model. These are the important thing. Okay, I hope you got this. Now let's move to the next step. So next step is what, we have to create a configuration file. Okay, so if you go to Spacy, so Spacy give you idea how to create a config file. If you land to this page, okay, here it will give you automatically some config file. You have to just download this config file, and how to create this config file you can choose here. Okay, for example, I'm using language English, and what I want to perform, any name entity recognition. This is what I'm going to perform, right? And where you want to perform on CPU or GPU, you can use anyone, okay, and optimize for epic. If you just select this all option, automatically you will see that it is giving you a config file, right? And you have to just go ahead and just download this file. Just you click download, okay. If you download this file, just import in your project, and then after that you have to use this command. This command is given by Spacy itself, okay. So what I'm doing here, I got the base config file here from here, right? If you download it, it will give you base config file. You can see it, it will give you a base config file. From this base config file, I will create a config file, okay. So this config file is important to fine tune my model, okay. So this is the command here, Spacy init fill config, give the config file which you prepared from the Spacy, and give a name of this config file like config.cfg. If you run this, you will get a config file. This is required, okay. Now next step, the training part. So as of now here, we have done the data preparation, like labeling the data, okay, creation of document file, right, creation of config file. So it is called data preparation, okay. Now I'm going to train the model, okay. So if you train the model, so this is the command they have given. If you go to a Spacy website, they have given the command how to train the model. So this is what I have taken from the Spacy website. So this is the command, Spacy train config.cfg. This is what you have prepared in the previous step, right? This is what you have already prepared, and you have to give the path of training train Spacy. So this model, this command require two things: the config file which you prepared and train.spacy which you already prepared. So these are the prerequisite, right? If you run this command, it will start the I'm using CPU here, you can use GPU also. So once you run this command, it will start the training process of your model. Okay, you can see it takes time. It takes around 5 to 10 minutes of time. Generally it takes that much of time, and it will do the fine tuning, and finally it will give you this model last. Okay, and everything will be available in your hard disk, right? So this is called fine tuning. I hope you got the whole point. Okay, so this way you can fine tune your model, and you will get the ultimate final model which has seen your data. So this model understand my data, this data. Okay, and I can use this model to perform, to get my downstream work. Okay, so as of now we have seen how to do fine tuning. Now let us understand how to use this model, whatever model we have prepared, how to use it for my work. Okay, it is called downstream work. Now here I am loading the model, Spacy.load this model which I have fine tuned. This is the name of my model. Okay, here I'm loading this model, and here this model I'm giving this text. Okay, so this text is nothing but my text, right? This text, I'm just using this text. Okay, or otherwise if you don't want to use this way, I'm doing here, this is my file, right? This is my original file, my claim data file, right? So here I'm loading this file. Okay, this is my PDF file, and this is my text, right? So this is my text. So whatever content the file has, this whole content I got in my application, right? This whole content, patient and everything I got it, right? Now let us see whether this model, whatever I fine tuned, whether it is capable of extracting the exact information which I'm looking for. Let us see that, right? So this is my text data. Now here I'm using NLP NER. So I have, what is NLP NER? This is my model name, right? Let me show you. Yeah, you can see this is the model name, right? So this is my model. This is not the previous model. It is a fine-tuned model test, model best, and I'm giving name as a NLP NER. So from this NLP NER, this is the reference. I will perform the NER work. Okay, this is what I'm doing right now. So here this is the NLPR. I'm passing my file text. So this file text is nothing but this text, right? This whole text, right? And I'm passing it to my model, and this model will give me a doc. Okay, and from this doc I'm trying to find what is the label, what is the entity, right? And you can see that if you run this, it is giving you the exact information. Okay, it is giving you the label is patient name. So what is the patient name? Emily Johnson, right? So this whole information, what is the patient name? Emily Johnson. So this information I'm getting. Okay, so why I'm getting like this? Because I have done the fine tuning on this data. This is what it is giving me, very exact information, right? So I'm getting what is the patient name. Okay, this is the patient name. What is the spouse name? You can see that if you don't do fine tuning, you will not get this kind of label. You will get, let me show what you're getting here. Your label name is different. Your label is person. Your label is person, right? Because it is not fine tuned. But I have fine tuned the model. My model has seen my data. They have seen this kind of data. That is why my model is able to recognize this is the patient name, this is the spouse name, this is the patient ID. I'm getting very accurate data which I need. What is the signature field, right? What is the insurance company name? You can see the label. Also my label are different, and it is very accurate, which is in the document. What is the policy number? What is the policy holder? What is the relationship to patient? What is the coverage type? What is the sum? You can see that. What is the admission date, right? What is the discharge date? What is the claim amount? You're getting the exact label which is in the document and exact value. This is what is my goal. Okay, so that is why we do fine tuning. I hope you understand the difference. If you don't do fine tuning, it will give you very generic information which is not relevant for your application. But if you do a fine tuning, your model has seen the exact data which you want to perform. it will start giving you very accurate point to point information which I need. Okay, so this is why fine tuning is very important. Maybe your model is very generic, and this is very important use case in industry, fine tuning of existing models, so that you can train your model on your specific data set and you can perform your downstream work. Okay, so this is the step of using a Spacy, where you can fine tune the model, and this way you can get your work done. Okay, so this whole code, my friend, it is available on GitHub. You can go and download, you can try it. Okay, so this is all in this video. I hope you got some idea. I know that it was a lengthy video. Okay, it has a lot of steps involved, and the most important step is the labeling the data. Data preparation is the most critical part. Okay, and I have not covered that. Maybe in another video I will cover how to do data preparation for training the model. Okay, so this is all in this video. I hope you got tons of idea about what is fine tuning, what is the purpose of fine tuning, and how to do exact step to fine tuning of a species model. Okay, so this is all in this video. I hope you like it. You can get a lot of information, and if you like it, please subscribe my channel. It will help to grow my channel. Okay, so this is all in this video. I will come back with a new video. Till then, goodbye, take care, keep learning. I will come back.